It's all right. Thank you. How's everybody today? My name is Rajat Ahuja. I'm a captain on Airbus A380. And I was sitting where you were sitting a few years ago. So you know how the journey is. Today I'm here to talk about how to choose the best flying school, because I think it's a very important decision. And where I am today is because of the choice I made 15 years ago. So I think that's the right question to be asked and a right question to be discussed. So as you know about Aviation Academy Belgrade, in Serbia, that's the school we're going to talk about today. We have our special guest today, surprise, and we are very grateful for his time today. His Excellency Sinisa Pavic, the Ambassador of Republic of Serbia in New Delhi, India. He has agreed to give us a couple of minutes of his precious time and to just give a bit of a chat and insight. Thank you very much, sir. And then we also have Captain Jovan Oshendic. He will be coming live from Serbia and give you an insight about the flight school. Thank you, Jovan. And Dr. Sanjeev Sood at some stage will be joining us also to give you some health tips. So you should stay healthy while you're going to do this training. So we'll be just waiting for His Excellency to join and just give us some few tips.
Joined with us.
Yeah, so I'll just bring him on the page. 1 second. Sorry.
He was here, he did join us.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute to the left, maybe.
How do you do the full screen?
The access on that.
Can you give the full screen for His Excellency? One minute, sir. So how are you guys? Good? Excited? Yeah, he's unmuted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we all can hear you, sir.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay.
You're looking very nice.
Thank you, because I have some small issues with my equipment, but if everything is fine from your side, I would like just to join you for instant and to add a few words.
Yes, please. We all can see you.
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank you, friend Raj, and all other participants to this virtual presentation of an idea born before some time and being turned to an idea, as I said, that we see as the possibility to present a new moment in bilateral relations between our two countries. I must underline that as a diplomatic representative of Serbia to India. But on the other hand, and parallelly, being very important for our young participants in this conversation, having in mind the possibility of very particular and very special education in a very important field, important in this moment, but having an incredible perspective in the future, because we know very well that future of transportation and the future of traveling is in development of air traffic. So if we would like to add a few elements of that story. We must start with the general idea about Serbia, about tasks that our students have to have, and as I said, perspectives. So briefly about all those three things. Speaking about Serbia, we are living 21st century. It is very easy to Google and to find basic data, position, population, surface, etc. So I can't be better than Google and to provide you more details. But I would like to use this opportunity to express a wonderful reception of all our Indian friends in our country. And that reception is based not only on the historical tradition of our relations, but on a very large volume, very big volume of common elements of our national spirits. So if I say welcome to Serbia, in fact, I wish you welcome to a friendly country with people who share a lot of values with Indian people, and considering Indian people distanced in geographical sense only. Speaking about tasks, there are different possibilities to get a diploma. There are different institutions, but in this situation, Raj and myself and the people who are together with us in that initiative, we consider this idea as an opportunity to get appropriate level of education, but to get it in not only friendly environment, but in a way easy and comfortable for our students. Third element is perspective. All the people handling, if I may say, this initiative is much older than you are, starting with myself. You are young, you must and you must stay and to be ambitious. But you are interested in one area to offer the future career and the future life, very particular one, asking some sacrifices, starting with the distance of your own houses, friends, family, and finally country. So sooner or later, you'll feel you'll have opportunity to, let's say, struggle with that distance. So why not to start immediately, and why not to start just because the education in a foreign country, but offering a very warm welcome to all of you. I don't want to abuse your patience, and particularly I don't want to abuse time to present and to complete today's presentation. Simply, I would like to thank you all, and I hope that it is just a first opportunity, and hoping to have a lot of new opportunities and new good possibilities to go ahead. Thank you one more time and all the best.
His Excellency, thank you very much for your time. Nobody would have been able to put all these things together in such a short time. And in just few minutes, you have just explained everything what they want to hear. I can see them all here and they're very happy and very grateful. And the support which they have from the diplomatic mission, I'm sure will make a difference. Thank you very much for your time and hope to see you next time sooner than we think. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. All the best.
Thank you. So guys, that's how we're gonna start. Let's say if we have Captain Jovan also there, so we can just say hello to him. There he is. Captain, it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jovan Ushendic. I'm a flight instructor and safety manager here at the Aviation Academy Belgrade. Currently, we are in training center, which is slightly off Belgrade, that's located in Vršac. And I'm privileged and very excited to show you our school today. Our school here, I'm starting from a classroom. As you can see behind me, we have a pretty big television and of course, seats for you. As I'm talking, I'm going to be going through the building and show you all the infrastructure at first here. And then we will see some live sessions as well. I hope that you can see me and that you can hear me well.
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you, Jovan. Thank you.
Excellent. This is the room where all the exams for EASA will be taken for the ATPL course. As you have probably read, you have 13 of them. They can be quite challenging and they're all done online. But do not be worried because the instructors are here to guide you through the process so that you will pass without problems. Speaking of instructors, I'm very happy to show you for the beginning a small appetizer, which will be a room with some theory instructors. Let me just check if they are here. Yes, they are here, they're present. And here you can see our teachers.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Very good. Greetings from India.
Thank you very much. We also send you all the best from Serbia.
All right, that would be our theory instructors. Now we can proceed on, press on, press on. We are currently in one of the buildings, the building that is basically for theory. As you know, there is a lot of theory to be done first before you get to the flight part. And we have quite a few classrooms for all our students. We are currently around 70 students enrolled, and we are hoping to see many of you next year with our new class that is starting from February. Now we have a live session here where you can see our theory instructors at work. It's going to be a bit of a surprise for them, but it's no problem. Look at all these happy faces.
Yes.
We can hear the friends in India.
Hello. Yes. Hi. Welcome.
I hope you're enjoying the session.
We will not be taking too much of their time.
Yes, thank you.
Pressing onwards. This is actually the building that is located next to our a future hotel and a future restaurant. They are not yet finished, but we expect them to be finished in the next year, 2023. I don't know if you can see it, but that would be the hotel which is going to be built, and next to it it's going to be a restaurant. Of course, we had experiences with the previous groups of Indian students. Apologies. And we we know what are the usual troubles, such as food, for example. I had a lot of friends in that time because I was also a student back then, and I know the struggle of Indian people with Serbian food.
Driving.
Plane. Unfortunately, the weather here today is not as great as I would hope to be, but nevertheless, we pride ourselves on creating pilots for all weather conditions, not just good weather pilots. We really put emphasis on your skill training, obviously within safety limits. Being the safety manager as well, it is my responsibility to make sure that all your flight training is performed within the strictest of EASA safety limitations. Of course, being the EASA, European Agency for Safety in Aviation, you can only imagine how strict that might be. So it is with my great pride to tell you that within the duration of this school, we had no bigger incidents, especially no fatalities or catastrophes, nothing like that. In the previous years, the biggest of our problems were deflated tires. So that is basically the level of safety that we are operating on here, which of course is high enough for EASA to certify us. I hope that will tell you something about the safety that we conduct our flights here. When I talked about the pilot skills, I was talking about how you will develop yourself as a pilot, which means that you will be all-weather pilot. That means that you will fly not only when there is sunshine outside, but also when there is wind and rain and snow and all kinds of bad weather. Actually, we take great pride in teaching our students in flying winds. Warsaw, a local wind here that can be quite strong, but we keep it within the limitations, and it gives our students great chance to perfect their skills. Right now, we're going to the red building. In this one, we have a bit more of a daily classrooms. As you can see here, it's going to be a television with all the daily flights, like in a normal airport, where you can see when your flight is due, where your airplane is, when it's going to land. This is the briefing room. It is rather small room compared to the theory ones, but also have brief and debrief their students. Now it would be my great pleasure to show you training on synthetic devices, also known as FMPT2. I believe that there is a session in progress, so you can actually see it. And I think there are a few of my colleagues here that are working on. As you can see.
Hello.
Say hello. Hello. All right, they are right now they're doing some QTG testings for the FMPT2. That would be one of the two FMPT2s that we offer for our candidates in training. Of course, there is another one. Over here, oh, sorry, it's locked. We have another FMPT2 that is mechatronics. So we have one from mechatronics and we have one from Alsim that makes sure that all your flight training goes without any hiccups, any pauses. So it will last approximately 12 months, ideally, all the way up to 14 months, which is actually not that much if you take any kind of career in consideration. To go from zero to somebody who is responsible for many people in the airplane. Here, some of my colleagues, more experienced colleagues, say hello to our Indian students.
Indian students.
Yes.
Oh, welcome to Schutz Academy.
Excellent, thank you. All right, the tower behind me is actually the ATC tower. Up on top here, we have our own ATC. So we have an air space of 1,700 square meters that is dedicated for us to train our students. And we have our own ATC that controls all the flights. So basically you are even safer than usually because in Serbia there is no G layer, which means that all your flights will be see a couple of them working on their problems. Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome. Next to the rest area, we also have our own airport reporting office, which is behind me, obviously. And next to our reporting office,
mostly cloudy on this northwest with rain, and yeah, in the rest of the parts of Serbia is still okay, but that rain which is approaching from the northwest will be here in 2 or 3 hours.
thank you very much. As you can see, for the meteo situation, we use meteo radars across Serbia. We also use many applications such as Windy, and of course, and some of our students that are very excited to be here. Onward to greatness. The airport has 3 runways. We have one asphalt runway, 1,000 meters long. We have parallel to it, we have grass runway that is 800 meters long, but slightly wider. And we use both of them. And also we have Košava runway. As previously I told you, there is very local wind called Košava, which can be strong. And that wind it gets too strong, then we can use Koševo runway to further increase your skill as a pilot. Here you can see our Cessna 172 with S model. Just let my camera adjust a bit. As you can see, it has glass cockpits. In our fleet, we have 8 of these Cessnas 172 that have glass cockpits. And we have some older models as well that do not use glass cockpits. They use more clockwork instruments, which is great for you. You can learn how to work clockwork, then you can learn how to use the glass cockpit, which means that you have experienced everything. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. Sorry. Here behind me, there.
We can hear you, Jovan. Just in between, I think the internet breaks a bit. So if your Wi-Fi is on, just try to switch it off, because I think once you go towards the tower, it tries to catch and we can not hear you then.
All right, no problem. Do you want me to go to the tower again?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Behind me, Piper Seneca 3.4, being refueled currently for its next flight. The Piper Seneca is very busy today, as it is almost every day. We have quite a few students working on it. I'm just gonna move to the hangar now and try to show you the older models as well, not just the new ones. As I said before, it is very beneficial for every pilot to introduce himself first to the clockwork instruments, so that they can get a feel of how the airplane actually is behaving. And once your pilot skill gets good enough, then you traverse to the G1000. A G1000 that is usually far more precise to fly, actually. And it provides you with a new challenge. This is basically how we use the older models in the start phase of your training. As you can see, the very instruments are clockwork, but they are all good and they all work properly, which is the most important part. And they'll give you all your essential information. As you can see, all of these are our airplanes behind me. I hope you can see them all. They are all stacked up pretty nicely as they are waiting in hangar. And of course, we have another hangar that is, of course, filled with airplanes as well. So we have 2 hangars of our own, keeping the airplanes in top condition at all times. Right now, I have to wait here because they're pushing the airplane in to be stowed for the tomorrow's flight. Great. During the next year, we are hoping to see, we are planning to see 2 more twin engine airplanes, which will be the Diamond's DA-42. We are also expecting to see cabin crew training here in Vršac, and of course the Airbus A320 in Belgrade. All right, is there anything that you would like me to show you more?
Guys, anything you want to show?
All right, let us go upstairs to the terrace where I can show you the runways so you can actually get the feel for this place.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hopefully you will see it this time. Last time I hear that there was some breakage in the coverage. Hopefully not this time. All right, the tower again. With our students and colleagues, waiting for their next flight. Hopefully you've seen here, we have our office. Yeah, and meta office here. So we can have our own meta reports that look like this. 100% tough. And over here, you can file all the relevant information regarding your flight, such as your flight plans, ICAO flight plans. Now, hopefully the signal will last through the building, so I can show you how it all looks like from the terrace, which is also very nice. And some more of my colleagues here working on their preparation for the next flight. Say hi, guys. Hi. Hi. Every instructor usually has around 2 to 3 students, but we are also accustomed to working with many more, such as up to 6 students. Here behind me, you can see apron and taxiways here. And these two are the runways.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see them?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So those two are the runways. We have one, as I said, asphalt, that is 1 kilometer. And we have one, which is grass, that is basically used for the beginners. And the asphalt one is used for when you get the hang of the airplane. And of course, the third one, the Kosovo runway, when you need to hone your skill to the max. All right, that would be all from me. Should you have any questions, please ask them. I'll do my best to answer them all.
Anything, guys, you can ask if you have. Yeah. Related to flying, anything.
Any question related to flying? We have Jovan, an expert safety manager and instructor.
How's the weather there most of the time?
Jovan, the question is, how's the weather in Vršac for most of the time?
It's excellent. In this part of the year, this part of the year is usually when it's a bit more calmer, but as you can see behind me, it's all good, it's all clear.
Yes.
Generally, throughout the year, we have, I think, around 250 flying days, 300 flying days. So we are very high on that flying list. Yeah, we use all of the time. We don't just fly in good weather. We fly when there is wind, rain, snow, obviously. We have the ambulance, we have firefighters here. And of course, we have snow cleaning crews. So we basically never stop.
That's amazing. And that's very promising that the flying goes throughout. And when there is no flying, definitely there is a simulator and there is a ground school. So time is utilized very efficiently in Aviation Academy Belgrade.
Please try to understand that in such period of 12 months, there will be no rest. There will be no time for you to take off. You simply have to put all that you have in the training in those 12 months.
Yes, and they look all very excited and very motivated. Jovan, thank you very much. Guys, do we have any other question? Okay, perfect. Then thank you so much for your time this morning and taking everybody for a free ride to Vršac. And at least now they know how the Serbia looks like. Thank you very much, Jovan.
Thank you.
All right, we just got to see how the flight school in Serbia is all about. And I personally do love the way the entire video was taking place because it was like more of a personal experience. Like you were literally taking in that tour. So in that sense, it was so much more better than a pre-prepared video, if I may. Now, I want to thank Captain Rajat Ahuja again for leading us through this, and he will continue on with us for any other onto the actual topic that we're actually talking today. And we will have Captain Rajat again coming towards us to have another word about this.
So can you
I'm back again.
open the file, other one, the file.
I can do the full screen. Is it this?
Let's try that.
नहीं.
नहीं. इसको original कर लेते हैं and then we'll save this. एक PPT वाला भी भेजना.
Yes. Because you're downloading the same file again.
It's the same file.
Yeah. This is nice. It's going up.
No, let's take it to 100%.
एक मिनट. We can open it. Last one he said. This one. And slideshow.
Very good. Well done, guys. So we are finally back in business. So you know about the Aviation Academy Belgrade. Let me minimize this also if I can. Or move it on the side at least. Here it is. So guys, this is this school. Basically, Kevin, can you get this on the first page, please? And is it possible to hide this?
What the first page? What is that? This is the last page.
This is the third page. How do you move the pages? This is the right.
We just
This
go
is
with
the
the
left.
So this is the
Arrow key, yeah?
yeah.
Okay,
okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'll
You
use,
can go with the finger also.
no worries. I'll use the arrow keys, is much easier.
I'll stand here. Just stepping.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead. So National Aviation Academy is the Serbian government school, and Aviation Academy Belgrade is a part of it. As we had a great presentation from His Excellency and Captain Johan, I'm sure by now all of you in this room and all the viewers have a great idea about what we have to offer. It's very seldom that it happens that you can have a live interaction with the people in this school while sitting here in Delhi, and imagine yourself if you are students in that school, how your day would look like. Or you're investing so much money in this career, it's hard to get all that kind of money. So you know it's a proper school. It exists. It's just not on paper. And I'm saying, oh, let's go to Belgrade. I'll put you on a ship and you don't know where you end up. Yeah. So that's amazing. And I'm really grateful for the school and the diplomatic mission to give their time, to give us some kind of an insight and their support. So National Aviation Academy, guys, if you can go on the slide 2, it's a very old school. First flight was 1914. So we are talking 1912, we're talking close to 100 years. It's 99-year tradition of pilots, aviation personnel, 150 staff, over 2,500 pilots have graduated and continue to graduate every year. Pilots are flying pretty much all over the world. I'm one of the examples. And I also have, it's hot, I'll take my jacket off. It's also, there are a lot of other Indian students, or my friends, let's say, which finished around that time of the year and are now working in most of the Indian airlines, which is on the next slide, which I can show you. But a bit of a brief picture about the academy. You've seen it. Now it's under the government umbrella. They're investing 65 million euros in few phases. As you can see, the renovation of the hotel, they're bringing the new equipment, extending the runway, putting the RNAV approaches, 320 simulator, which will be ready very soon, eventually an Airbus 220, which is not so much a requirement right now in India, but we never know. But for us, 320 is very important because that's most of the airplanes, most of the companies are gonna get the 320. And of course, we can also have a type for 737 type rating when you finish. So just in case, decide which kind of type rating you are doing. And also at this stage, to mention, when we are doing our training and you finish the training and you decide to do a type rating from the same institute, you will definitely get a better price and you have a priority in terms of training. So just to keep that in mind. This is our alumni and we are very proud of it. As Kevin mentioned, to choose a flight school is one of the most difficult parts beside arranging the money, because money is arranged, but then you need to go to a proper flight school. And that was the most difficult part when I was sitting there. And I was not sure. My friends used to say, let's go to US. So I was going to US. Some of them wanted to go to Canada. So I was going to Canada. So I was going all over the world. But I was not sure, is it the right thing to do or not? Or I'm just doing because my friends are going. Or somebody is there who says it's good. But when you go, some of the friends say, oh, it's not that good. So it's a perspective. So this is a decision which you have to make it yourself absolutely. And you should get the gut feeling. So this is what I think is right. And I should move forward. But to help with that gut feeling, we have some facts. And the facts is, in our opinion, to choose the flight school, safety, it's on the top. There's no point going to flight school if you don't make it back. It's useless, right? So in this school, we know safety is on the top. It's EASA certified. There is no doubt about it. Second, affordability. Towards the later part of the presentation, we'll see the costing, but I can assure you it's one of the most affordable programs globally for the equipment you'll fly, for the training you'll get, and for the ATP license you'll be working on. Third is our alumni in terms of quality. Quality is just not only quality of your room, quality of your food, it's quality of everything, including the training, but also post-training. Alumni, where are the pilots? Where are they flying? So this is where they are flying. I will give you a few seconds so you can absorb these names. I'm sure most of the names and the logos you can recognize and see that what kind of pilots this training center is creating, that they are all over the world and flying. Some of them might be retired, and this page is not big enough to put all the airlines and the logos. So we just picked up the ones which are a bit familiar, and especially the ones which are related to India as Indian nationals. And I was one of them. I was working for Indigo before I moved abroad. So that's our alumni, which we are very proud of. So centers, guys, this is Serbia. That's how it looks like. It is not Siberia, just to clarify to everybody. And it is not next to the Ukraine war zone. So just give a bit of perspective, because always happens, people think about Serbia, they think about either Siberia, or they think, oh, the war is going on. It's far away from everything. It's actually very, very safe country, which you can search online. And you had a bit of feedback from our diplomatic mission. His Excellency also mentioned about the bilateral between both the countries, between India and Serbia. So the pilot training center, Vršac, S with V on top becomes Sh in Serbian, so it's Vršac. This is where the school exists. This is where you have been this morning for a free ride. You're welcome. So all the rooms, the cabin crew training center, which is becoming there, it's already an AMO with the maintenance organization, and the hotel you saw, which will be renovated. Then also there is a college, because it's National Aviation Academy. So there is a college in Belgrade where you can take a formal education after your 12th class or even before that for certain courses. Your ELP test can be done in Belgrade, but also can be done in Vršac itself. The SIM is being installed in Belgrade because of the geographical location of Belgrade as a place that you can attract Air Serbia, which has 320s, Wizz Air based out of Belgrade, and other operators around. So they can land in Belgrade, do their training, they go back. For us, it will be nicer because we are in Vršac. You go to Belgrade, you finish your type rating, and then off you go from there. And of course, some accommodation facilities also in Belgrade. We are global. This is who we are. We are in exclusive partnership with Aviation Academy Belgrade for the whole Asia Pacific region. Our goal is to find the finest who are motivated air traffic controllers, pilots, engineers, give them a direction, give them an opportunity to go to Serbia, where you can actually learn and come back and make a difference back in your country. So we have a great support from the school, from the diplomatic mission, and we are trying our best just to give you a bit of more perspective, more transparency before you can make such an important decision. This is a picture from the city center in Vršac, which is the town where the flight school was. So this is the way we are looking. Flight school somewhere on that corner. So this is the city center, 40,000 people, small city, very cute European small town, and people are very friendly. When I went in 2006, I was a little bit skeptical, like how will I manage I only speak English and Hindi. Can someone understand me? But you'll be surprised, everybody speaks English. And the equipment is all American equipment in terms of Cessnas and all. So there is no problems in that in perspective. So guys, this is Varshit's. Very important question, flight training. So if I go do training in Serbia, it's EASA school. Does DGC recognize that training? What I'm going to do with it? It does, because all the DGCA flow charts in terms of training, your requirements for 120 hours, 250 hours, sorry, 120 nautical mile, 250 nautical mile, 300 nautical mile, takeoff and landings at night. We have organized in such a way that it suffices all DGCA requirements, and most of the checks are towards the end of your training. So your checks are not lapsed by the time you come to DGCA to convert your license. So that all has been already catered for and is a part of our 200-hour flying syllabus. 3 runways. So that's amazing. Actually, I'm very impressed with how Jovan has really explained you, because it makes my job really easier to explain you what looks how where you were. So this was the ATC tower. This was basically the building where the simulator is. So he crossed in, he went on the first floor on the other side. He showed you the runways, 800 meter, 1000 meter, 600 meter Koshava runway. The runway eventually will get furthermore extended. These are the maintenance hangars, and this was the road which came from the admin office where the classes and you will take your CA exams, EASA exams. So that's a bit of a clear perspective. As I mentioned, 1700 square kilometer of dedicated airspace controlled for you flying. There are very few places in the world you can get that. I probably don't know if there is anyone else, but never say never, but you can count on your fingertips where you can find this kind of infrastructure. So 1912, guys, where was India in 1912? So just to get a bit of a perspective, where we were in 1912 and they had their first flight. So in terms of aviation and experience, they do have experience, and they have a history of almost 100 years behind them. So when we look at this infrastructure and we see that how they've been training pilots or aviation personnel over such a long period of time, I think we can give them a bit of confidence that they know what they'll be doing. And over 80 to 100 Indian students have already finished the course and are flying in India and abroad. So it gives a bit of a confidence. Right now, there is no Indian presently, because last couple of years, nobody went there. So that's the only, I would say, a thought which might or concern that, oh, there's nobody I can phone and talk to, but at least you've spoken to the instructor today, and there are active flying students. So we can connect you with them. You can have a chat with them just to get a student to student perspective before you make that decision, but just to make it a bit easier for you guys. Equipment, 8 Cessna 172s with G1000, which we need towards the later part of the training. But when you're doing traffic patterns, VFR zones, you don't need G1000. You just need to learn through the classical perspective. There are 7 of those. Piper Seneca PA-34 is already one here. We're going to get another one. 2 Cessna 310s, DA-42s, which are going to come. A helicopter is going to come because of the helicopter training. You saw the FNPT, one of them, the other door was locked. It's pretty much the same where the training is going on. 320 works already on the way. In a couple of months, the sim will be fully functional. And at some stage, 220 Airbus, same. So that's the fleet. And I think it's a good enough fleet for you to get trained and come back. So fleet should not be a problem or an obstacle in terms of choosing the flight school. So this is where Jovan came out from. This building is already ready. It's fully done up. He walked in. This is the hotel, which is going to get renovated. This is the left turn, which takes all the way to the academy. And that was an old kitchen where we used to have Indian food. And we did had an Indian chef who came from India, and he used to cook Indian food. So food was not a problem. That's what Jovan mentioned, that it will be fine. Then what's going to happen is also there are going to be 140 candidates. Location comes of rooms, sports facilities. You will have a tennis court, you will have a basketball court, swimming pool. So it's going to be like a campus style type of living. Presently, because the hotel is not in a shape where you can stay, we've done a tie with the Hotel Serbia. It's in the city center, where exactly the center photo I showed you previously is just there. So center is so small that in 10 minutes you can walk to a post office, to a police station, to a hospital, to a bank, everything walking. You don't need a car. People don't drive car there so much. So you can walk for all your things. For your pickup and drop, you will have a transport arranged from the academy in the morning. We'll pick you up. You do your training in the evening, they just afternoon when you finish, they come drop you and you're done. So basically you don't need a transport. You can always get this electric scooter, which everybody has it, make your life a bit easier. So that's the type of the Hotel Serbia, nice hotel, nice rooms, and all the services will be provided. So that's how the room looks like. That's where you will have your food in the restaurant. There's a private bathroom, of course, toilet and shower, refrigerator, air con seating, Wi-Fi's, and you get your housekeeping room service. You have your gym, private parking in case you need one. Laundry service is also available. So this is the hotel concept. Now, if you decide 2 or 4 to go together, there is also possibility you go in the first month, you take the hotel, you get yourself accustomed to the place there. Then you can look for an apartment to rent. There are multiple apartments. You can rent an apartment for 200 euros, a 2-bedroom. You will have your own kitchen. You bring your spices from India, you cook your own food, and you bring the costs almost, I would say, less than 50% in terms of accommodation. But that I can't promote that right now, because you need to go see which apartment do you like, with whom do you want to share, what is the rent. So that's the reason we have a hotel, because we have a deal with the hotel for a very low cost and fixed prices. But if you want to go even cheaper than that, you have an option. You're not forced to live in a hotel. As long as you show up for the academy every day, you do your thing, you come back, you can stay wherever you want, just to get you a bit of an idea. So these are the courses which are approved, and you can see the list of the courses which are carried out there. So there is no problem in terms of any courses. The one which we are actually interested is the second one, the ATP-A integrated. So in this course, what's going to happen is that you're going to get a frozen ATPL after writing 13 exams. When you come to India, you can convert into the DGCA CPL. Now, you're flying, get 1500 hours. Once you get 1500 hours, you do an EASA check with an EASA examiner, and your frozen ATP becomes an actually ATP. So in case you want to work abroad, you don't need an Indian ATP. You can still have an Indian CPL, and on that ATP, you can go and work abroad. But if you want to get an Indian ATP, you can. But the idea is, at least when you're studying, in that moment, you're in the school, you are in the rhythm, because you're going to prepare for the DGCA exams. For those exams, it's much better to get the ATP-A because it's less exams. If you do CPL, in EASA, you can't just do CPL. You have to do with instrument rating, because India needs IR. So you write 16 exams. So actually repeat some of the exams again in the IR. But in ATP-A, you do 13. But 13 exams is not 13 in a perspective hard 13 exams. Let's say it's the DGCA exams, but they cut into more sliced. So let's say DGC would say we have 10 exams, but in navigation, you have a general navigation, you have a radio navigation, and then in between, they will make something with power plant, something with this, or how you do techniques or specifics. I've done it. Do you need to work hard? Yes. Is it impossible? No. So as simple as it is, you work hard, you do exams. There is database available in the aviationexam.com is the database for EASA. And there's a question, there's an explanation, and everything comes from the same database. Plus, you will have ground classes. Plus, you have the instructors. Plus, at some stage, Golden Applet is going to do remote DGCA classes. So while you're sitting there, you will prepare also for your DGCA, just in case you've not finished some exam or something is left over. So you have so much education available. It's unbelievable. I never had that opportunity. There was no virtual learning. There was no teaching when I did. I had to do it myself, find the notes, make those photocopies, see how you have done it. And I managed to do that. So in this technology, I have no doubt you all can do it. These are the Sims. They're not the actual pictures of the Sims, but guys, that's how the simulator looks like. I've been in 320 many times. I've never seen a 220 simulator. and of course a 380, but they all are similar from outside. It's going to be a level D, which is important. Secondly, it's the CEO and NEO both for the current and the NEO. So, but mostly training is NEO now. It's just, but just to get a bit of a perspective. Of course, by mid 2023, we have equipment up and ready. Cabin crew trainer, not something which excites you, but just wants to show the commitment of the organization as an aviation training center, that they are investing in all streams. So they will be cabin crew training, door trainer. Air Serbia has a 320 and Airbus 330. So they will be probably using a cabin crew as a training center in Vršac. Maintenance training center, you saw the hangar, you saw people working. That's where actually the maintenance and well-trained technical persons, of course, and it's the EASA 147 part, top of the line, and there has been no major maintenance issues except tire being deflated, which is okay, right? These are the maintenance programs, guys. As generic presentation in case someone's interested in maintenance. I don't think any one of you is interested in maintenance. You all want to be pilots, you want to fly the airplanes, so we can skip this one. So this is the training cost and the training. Very important slide. You can take pictures. We can send you also the brochure of that. Important is 210 hours. So what it caters, guys, this is the bare minimum you have to fly to get an Indian conversion. So there's nothing extra in it. 185 hours of C-172, 15 hours on the PA-34, and 10 hours we do on the sim. So at least you're eligible for a 320 type after that. You're going to get a summer and winter uniform, which you saw how it looks like, and you will need a winter uniform, gets scored there. Pilot tablet and ebooks. So it's like all electronic, your reading material, your charts, everything. Pick up and drop to accommodation. I mentioned that already. And your English level proficiency tests. This all in euros is 42,880. I've used just for calculation purpose, 82 as a euro, it's about 81, but I'd rather be on the higher side. So just to get, it's always to get extra 50,000 in your pocket than to have less 50,000 in your pocket. That is about 35.16 lakhs. And it is very competitive for an EASA ATP program. I can assure you that there is no second thoughts about it. The same program in UK and Germany, it's almost twice the cost. So just to get a bit of a perspective, miscellaneous, all the fees, taxes, everything, it's about 3.95 lakhs. These taxes are subject to change, maybe by another 2,000-3,000 rupees plus minus, because this is not something which school can control. This is third parties. So if the DGC increases the license fees by 2,000 rupees, it is extra 2,000. They reduce it, it's reduced. Generally, nobody reduces. So just to get a bit of a perspective. So that's our first page. You can go on the next slide. This is the accommodation, what I'm talking about. If you just get the hotel room for a whole year, it costs 6.88 lakhs, about 8,395 euros. And if you get the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's about 8.97 lakhs, which is close to 11,000 euros. And this is where I think personally, when you go, if you want to stay in the hotel, I think it's also not bad if you have that kind of money. But if you're trying to save that kind of money and be more efficient, it is quite possible. Don't take my word as for granted, just a bit of perspective, because I've been there. I understand how it works. You might reduce this by half. So I think about 4 lakhs rupees, you can stay for a whole year, which is not bad. And if you share that apartment with somebody else, you can even bring a little bit, maybe a lakh down. So maybe in 3 lakhs you can stay, because you have an apartment, you share electricity, you share the internet, so it's equal, plus you cook. And when you buy and you cook, it's much easier. And it just depends how you want to manage it. Then you're not depending on the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner at some stage. At some stage, it gets boring. It does. So I would suggest it's okay to go in the beginning. Take this option. If you're happy the way it's going, continue. If you're not happy, you can change. So you're not stuck with this in terms of cost and stay, because this is a third party assisting us in this program. It's not part of the school. If it will be part of the school, then yes, we will get you even more efficient. We get an Indian cook it's a different story, but it's not possible at this stage. Another good part of it, what we have managed to achieve is we do not pay whole money upfront. So what we do, we divide the flying in 4 different phases. So you have the informative flying, flying zone, traffic circuit, and the circuit, and then the nav flying with ADF control, and then you have the VOR and multi. So that's how much you'll fly in each phase. That's you reach your 210 hours. And for each phase, you pay these fees in advance. So let's say before you start this phase, you do this much deposit, you start flying. When you're finishing this and 1 or 2 hours are left, you get an invoice. Guys, you're ready for the second phase. You deposit the second phase. And once you finish the second phase, you do the third and you do the fourth. Good thing is, if anything goes wrong and you don't like the school, you've not blocked your whole money. Secondly, if due to any reason you need to leave the country of flight training, we put that in contract because it's possible life is uncertain. Due to any problems in the family or something, you decide, I can't do it anymore, I don't have the money. So the flying which you have not utilized, all that money will be refunded back to you. So what you've flown, it's okay to pay for it. What you've not flown, you get the money back. And unfortunately, if you're changing the career, we'll understand, because we don't want to keep anyone's money if you're not flying. So that was really nice of this school. And this shows the commitment in terms, they're not greedy. They want you to become something in life. They want to run the business, but they don't want to take your money. That was the phases of training. And National Aviation Academy, it's a government school, something like IGRUA, but a very fancy IGRUA in terms of top quality equipment, which you have seen, the culture, which is actually very important, guys. When you're choosing a flight school, what is the culture? How you talk to the instructor, how he treats you. Is it a systematic order when you fly? Or if he likes you, you fly, he doesn't like you, you don't fly. There are many things which matters. So when you go for an international organization, you have to consider all these things. So the partners, Ministry of Education, definitely they are getting in the money. Ministry of Defense, because they're also going to go do a tie-up in terms of chopper training. Ministry of Interior, M2 is the maintenance. They made a big investment in Serbia. Airbus putting the SIMs, Air Serbia, National Airline. SmartSci is the air traffic control of the region, which is also under the Eurocontrol and a part of it. We are global, that's us, and Avia Prime is also one of the big companies there in Belgrade. So that's a bit of a, I hope I didn't rush it through, but just to get a bit of perspective, because of the whole video, you have an imagination, and just to kind of outline the idea of a school and what we're going to present here. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. We have also prepared an FAQs based on some of the questions, which we will share with everybody. So even later on, if you have some questions, please do write it on the group. Let them know. We'll give all your answers. As many questions you have, we will give all the answers. If it's 1,000, I'll answer 1,000. It doesn't matter. It's just, let's not repeat them, but it's a different one. More than welcome. Course start date, plan is 31st Jan, beginning of Feb, but 31st Jan was what we are targeting. The only thing is there are already some students there, and I can't promise you that everybody can go because it's not fair. You'll not be able to finish on time. So we can only take 25 students for probably next 6 to 8 months. So only 25 spaces. Enroll by 16 January. The sooner you enroll, the better, because the mission needs about 2 to 3 weeks to get the visas done. 25th of December to 5th, 6th January, pretty much everything is on a slow motion in terms of Christmas, New Year's, Serbian Christmas 7th, Serbian New Year's 13 January. So everything slows down. So whoever enrolls earlier can get the visa very quickly sorted out. We have great support from the mission, and hopefully 31st Jan is the start date, but it's a bit flexible in terms, if you have a cheaper ticket 2 days early, you can go 2 days early. Cheaper ticket is 2 days late, you can go 2 days late. So in that way, we kept it a little bit flexible in a week's time. So by first week of Feb, we want the classes to start, because when classes start, we don't want anybody to miss those classes. That's the whole idea about the school. So guys, that's how I will conclude. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, I'm here. You can ask me now. No questions? Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll let Kevin in and take over from here. And I'm just outside. So if you have any questions, once you finish this, have a chat with me. And let's prepare the FAQ. You have it. And any more questions which comes later on, because it will come. Once you settle down, you think about it, you might have a few more questions. Please send it to them. And of course, the viewers online, if you have any questions, please put in the chat box, send it to them. We'll answer all your questions. Guys, thank you very much and hope to see you soon.
All right, that was Captain Rajat with us explaining about all the details regarding our online as well as offline. People had a good understanding of what the school in Serbia was like. Now, if I were to talk about what Captain Rajat said, I would definitely agree with him. You have all those factors that you need to consider, and it's not just about the money. You have to consider if you're able to go there, if the visas come about, if the flight training suits you, everything comes into factor. And as I did talk about initially about what other factors do